Okay, so you know when they say the best part of waking up is having coffee in your cup? They're absolutely right. Having coffee in your coffee cup is great. The horrible thing is when you run out and you're still tired, but you have this thing running around in your mind and you just have to get it out. I have been struggling with trying to make a new video just because it's hard to sit in a chair. But what I have been doing is I've been working on my website. Now, this is not, hey, go to my website and join and become a subscriber. No, there's no paying. But it still has articles that I've been generating, just kind of sitting there tip-tapping away about PrusaSlicer. Still some helpful hints for times that I'm not able to make a video. So if you want to head on over there when you're waiting on a new video to come out, that's great. But one thing I did make is a shortcuts addition to what PrusaSlicer already had. Now let me go ahead and switch on over to this other screen real quick. Let me bring up PrusaSlicer. There we go. Okay. So one thing that's on here, whenever you hit the help, you see where it says shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Now there's a shortcut, oddly enough, to keyboard shortcuts. What you can do on your keyboard is you hit the question mark and your shortcuts pop up. Okay, so why is this good information to know? Let me kind of make it a little bit bigger here. Why is this good information to know? Well, the shortcuts help you do things faster. So you can do all those things that are on the screen, but there's a faster way to do everything. And seconds turn into minutes. Minutes turn into hours. So do you want to save yourself 1 or 2 seconds? Slice smarter, not harder. But anyways, say we get back over here, we add an object, you add a shape, you add a block. We've got a block on there, yay, but now you need to go over here and you need to add or change the scale of said item. So you click on the scale and then you change it to whatever you want. Move it around, shrink it up. Okay, so there you've got your basic shape. All right, now what happens whenever you want to add a secondary shape that's the exact same thing? Okay, are you going to go through all those steps, or are you just going to come up here and hit add instance and now boom, you have it. But how long did it take you to take your mouse, go up here, kind of scroll through, find out, okay, this is, oh, there's add instance. Yep, okay. And then you click on it. Or on your keyboard, you just hit plus. To me, keyboard shortcuts are great. That's if you know them and you know what they do. Obviously, add instance. Yay, you know what add instance is. But if you don't already know what that does and you are on the screen here, let's see, object, let's find out where it's at. There it is. Add instance of a selected object. That's a very bland way of saying it. Okay, they try to do the most with the space that they have available. That way they can make everything kind of uniformed for everybody to kind of understand. But you have to sort through what these are. Like say you want to, let's go to command, reslice, there we go. Okay, reslice. On the very, very bottom right hand corner, if you hit slice now, you can slice your individual objects. And then you go to move one of these around. You move it around, you shrink it up. Obviously, you're going to have to reslice said item. Come over here and you hit slice now. That's exactly what reslicing is. It's slicing the models that you have on the platter. But you have to move your mouse all the way down. Say you've got a whole bunch of stuff in the way. Where's the button? How do you know where the button is? Or you hit Cmd+R and it does the exact same function. So that is a very basic way of thinking about what I'm trying to get across here. Not a lot of people understand what move active thumb left or set left thumb as active, set right thumb as active when you move your up and down arrow. What I did, and if you're still with me, because it is the morning, I'm kind of slow. If you are, if you are new to my website, I not only have lessons on my website, I have some topics and I have some tool reviews that I've been doing. Anyways, back to Slicer helps. If you go over here to the navigation area and you click on PrusaSlicer help, you will notice PrusaSlicer shortcuts. You click on that and now you can see not only what commands are, because if you come down here and you go back to PrusaSlicer and then you click on this, okay, what do these actual tabs mean? Why are they important? Why are they grouped in these specific tabs? Say you have a shortcut that pertains to this area right over here, but you don't know exactly where it is. Well, you can come up to the objects list because it deals with the objects list. That's what this is. Come up to the objects list. And then now you can see all the shortcuts that pertain to just this specific. Now, yes, are there more shortcuts that you could be utilizing? Obviously, those are going to be under the commands section. Why? Because those are utilized under the whole program. So under here, I want to change this to filament number 6. Instead of clicking on it, right-clicking on it, clicking on the arrow, scrolling down, all you need to do is just click on the item and hit your numpad for whatever number you want. So say you want to change it back to number 2, you hit number 2. As opposed to right-clicking, clicking the down arrow, scrolling down, finding it. Because once you have a whole bunch of these and you're having to change different objects and different filaments. For instance, we split up this object. How do you do split? No, anyways, let's just add another object. Boom, we got a box, okay? That box within a box down here, bring it over here. So say you've got a whole bunch of them, but you need one for filament number 1, you need one for filament number 2, you need one for filament number 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. Okay, you kind of get the gist. All right, that was very, very quick. But what happens whenever you have to right click on each individual item? That's what I'm talking about. That's the time that's just compounded. But how do you know to do that? Let's go back to your keyboard shortcuts. You bring up your keyboard shortcuts. You're like, I know it's an object list specific task. Go here, 1 through 9, set extruder number for the selected items. There is your shortcut. But if you didn't already know what this was, you can come over to the website and learn more about it, because you can't click on this to learn more about it. Okay, so we're going to go to objects list. But you click on that and it says, pressing a number picks the extruder, prints the selected model, which is useful for multicolor prints or print materials. Obviously, I am going to be adding on that, and it's going to have maybe either a video linking to that specific shortcut, maybe a picture or two. I think some of these I have pictures already. Let's go ahead and click on, let's see. Let's try showing you Reslice. Okay, so see, right there, Reslice. What is it? What does it do? Runs the slicer, which turns your 3D models into layer by layer instructions for your printer needs. If you already sliced it once, this reslices it and includes any changes that you made. And it also has a little picture of where that shortcut function is completed on your UI. Same thing with like import configuration, IMI. Okay, that's very basic. What does that do? Well, it loads your print settings from a file such as your INI, AMF, 3MF, G-code files, and applies them, replacing the settings that you currently have on there now. So you can actually import configuration settings based upon what somebody else has already made. Where does that shortcut lead to on your navigation or your UI? Inside PrusaSlicer? Well, whenever you click on Cmd+L, it leads to this little spot right here. So if you're constantly hitting this button over and over and over and over and over again, and you're like, Cmd+L, okay, well, I've been doing that task, but what exactly has it been doing? Well, that tells you that it loads the print settings. Okay, so it gives you a little bit more about the shortcut that's being provided. No, that's it for me today. I woke up and I was like, hey, I have an epiphany. I woke up and I had an epiphany, and I just needed to get out of my head onto screen. I needed to show what I've been working on. This is exactly what I've been working on. If you stuck with me to the very, very end, like I said before in all my other videos, you're not going to remember anything I just showed you. All those shortcuts, yeah, you're not going to remember them. But if you go down below and you click save, now you've got it for later. Okay, or you can scroll through all your old videos and the thousands of shorts that you have watched just to try to find that one video that applies to shortcuts. If you like my content, yes, this is a very bland morning. I have only had one large cup of coffee. I plan on having a few monsters later on today. Hopefully I can get back in my little editor's chair here and start making another video. But if you like my content of any of my other videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Share it out to somebody else that may be new to 3D printing. You'd be amazed at how many people do not know that there are helpful videos out there that you have found helpful and may help them perform the same task or learn the same way. But once again, I'm Dabble Dad. Slice smarter, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.